Good afternoon. It's Dr. Edwards here to talk to you about the 360 Lifestyle Retreat hosted by Kenya Kirkland. And the theme is Unbroken 2016. And I think we've all experienced brokenness and being bruised, whether it's in our childhood, adolescent years, or adulthood. And most of my broken hearts have been in my adulthood. And really one in particular. I haven't been through a lot of heartbreak. I just went through it with one person. And the one thing that I learned is that sometimes we bring a lot of it on ourselves, and in particularly women when we're in relationships. We see the signs, we ignore the signs, and we continue to stay in the relationship. And especially when you have children, you try to make the relationship work for the children. And the one thing that I always tell people, and I tell my patients, is that it affects the children. So for me, I completely removed myself from the situation, and I healed myself by, going to church, meditation, reading scriptures every morning. Because the one thing is that as being a psychologist, I can't be a hypocrite. So I can't have sessions with other women or, even men discussing relationships, and I'm not being authentic because I may be experiencing some of the same things that they're going through. And one thing I always learned from both my parents is that when you don't depend on someone, it makes things easier. And for me, I've never been dependent on a man. So it made it easier for me to heal. And when you have to depend on someone, and so it's almost like you still have to answer to somebody. They still have a hold over you. So that's some of the things that helped me heal. It has shaped my life in ways because I am, of course, a better parent. My son is my number one priority, and I put him first. Like I said earlier, of course, I wanted my family to work, but sometimes you have to know when it's time to let it go, because my son is never going to be affected by anything, and especially the decisions I make as an adult. So you have to be careful with that. Kids don't decide, and kids don't ask to be born into the world. So we have to accept responsibility and move on. And you move on by getting the help you need.